This video, I will calculate the return and variance for this particular data set. So, as you can see, I have my data set correctly oriented. Now, there's a trick to that. So, initially, when I got this data set, it was in it was in the wrong direction. It was oriented the wrong way, if you will. Okay, so I'm actually going to put it back to its original format. You'll see. So in order to calculate the return, you have to take the new value minus the old value divided by the old value. Now, the way I was able to get the data from Yahoo Finance into Excel, I got it in this format with the newest date actually at the front and the oldest date further down the Excel spreadsheet. So that's actually in the wrong orientation to calculate the return, and then that will obviously have an effect on various other aspects of the calculations for return, calculations for variance. The way to get around this is to highlight the data set, so, and then open up the data tab. Mine is already open. You hit sort, you hit this sort box, and then this dialog will come up. So I want to sort by day. I could sort by other column names, but I want to sort by date, and I want to sort from oldest to newest. And so there you are. Now the oldest date is it's the first date that I can see. It's the first date that's in the cells. So the order is now correct, and I can calculate the return. So it is, and I'm working with the adjusted close, by the way. It's the new adjusted close value minus the old adjusted close value divided by the old adjusted close value. Okay, and that's the answer right there. I go, oops, I mean to do that. Divided by the, I'm about to say that return value definitely looked odd. So now I have the correct return formula and the correct return value. I can simply highlight this cell and drag the formula down to all the other cells, like so. And there I have all of the return cells filled. So the next step would be to calculate the variance, okay? So initially I'm going to start by squaring the previous return values. And now I'm actually going to apply this formula here, this formula with the omega, alpha, and beta coefficients. Okay, so to do this, you may be wondering where these values are. Right now I have trial values for these coefficients. The trial values are here. So I already have the equal sign highlighted, and I'm going to hit F4 because I want this particular cell to be a reference cell. I want it to be constant when I scroll down and drag the formula down for the rest of the cells under the variance column. So the next step would also be to highlight the alpha cell. And again, these are just trial values for now. And as you can see, this is consistent with the formula here. I'm now going to multiply by the squared value of the return, okay? So u is equal to return. This is u squared. And you notice that it's the previous return. It's the previous period's return, I should say, more accurately. So I'm going to multiply by the previous period's return. Okay. And then I'm going to add beta multiplied by the variance. So this is the beta cell here. Again, I'm going to hit F4 because I want this to be a reference cell. Then I multiplied it by the variance from the previous section, from the previous time period. So that's the answer right there. And so I'm going to be able to drag the variance down to populate all the other cells under the variance column. So there we are, right there. So the next step would be to address the likelihood column.